I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. A big diplomatic victory for the Biden administration, mediating a deal, an agreement between Israel and Lebanon, two countries which are technically still at war and which don't recognize each other and have any formal diplomatic relations. But this deal would resolve a dispute that's decades old over control over the eastern stretch of the Mediterranean Sea and how drilling rights would be allocated between the two nations. This was hailed as a major success by President Biden, who called the deal, quote, a historic breakthrough in the Middle East, one that was, quote, setting the stage for a more stable and prosperous region and harnessing vital new energy sources for the world. Israeli Prime Minister stated this is a historic achievement that will strengthen Israel's security, bring billions into Israel's economy, and ensure stability on the northern border. And the Lebanese president stated the deal meets Lebanon's demands and preserves its rights to its natural resources because Israel and Lebanon don't have formal diplomatic relations. The deal had to be done with Israel entering into a deal through the United States and Lebanon entering into a deal with the United States, and that overall general deal binding the two parties to these commitments. The New York Times is reporting that this deal represents a significant breakthrough for the two countries that have a long history of conflict, and that the deal settles a decades-old dispute about the location of the two countries' exclusive economic zones in the eastern Mediterranean, demarcating where both countries have the sole right to extract resources. And also, one of the important things that this deal does is eases some of the tensions between Israel and Hezbollah militants within Lebanon, and is expected to address the economic concerns of Israel with respect to drilling rights, and to also address urgent economic dire situation that Lebanon is in with certain energy crisis that they have there. Now, this overall deal as well is critical, and the timing is critical for American foreign policy, because one of the things that OPEC has done in connection with MAGA Republicans who are trying to harm the interests of the United States, there's really no other way to put it, and Vladimir Putin, is to ultimately reduce the production of oil, to increase the price per barrel, and to basically try to increase the price that we all have to pay here at the United States at the pump significantly. And how we confront the OPEC cartel, their links with MAGA Republicans, and Putin, frankly, to try to hurt our economy, to try to hurt each and every one of us, to help Putin's agenda and to help MAGA Republicans try to get into power to advance the interests of our foreign enemies. The need for additional sources of crude, the need for additional sources of oil, and to create deals that will allow for us to extract oil and to address these issues is critical now more than ever. So this was undoubtedly one of the reasons why Biden and the U.S. focused on mediating this dispute and successfully mediated the dispute here. Again, this deal is not going to get a great deal of fanfare because unfortunately, the media doesn't like to, or mainstream media doesn't like to cover these things in meaningful ways. But I think it's important here that we highlight these major foreign policy breakthroughs. And as Biden has put forward, frankly, a historic agenda here domestically with whether it's the Inflation Reduction Act, whether it's the infrastructure bill, whether it's the PACT Act or the CHIPS Act or the American Recovery Plan, and dealing and addressing these systemic issues. Look what he's also doing abroad. And honestly, in my view, I think President Biden's foreign policy, uniting allies, confronting the threat of authoritarianism, confronting Putin intelligently, again, through leaning into our traditional alliances, has been an incredible achievement. I'm Ben Meiselas, delivering this foreign policy breakthrough, this big deal between Israel and Lebanon, mediated by the United States under President Biden. Until next time, hit the subscribe button. We're on our way to 1 million subscribers, thanks to you. If you want to support independent media like this, which you can do, is go to patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch.
This November is Rowvember. MeidasTouch just released its brand new collection of Rowvember t-shirts and pins to let the country know what's at stake this upcoming midterm election. Go to store.MeidasTouch.com to grab yours. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.